Okay. Okay. So I got to see the film Sinners, which is a 2025 horror action, horror adventure. I mean, I wouldn't really call it an adventure film, but it stars Michael B. Jordan, who he was in the Black Panther films. He's in a few other films. I don't mind him as an actor. I liked him in that reboot of Fantastic Four. I know a lot of people hate the reboot, the 2015 one. I actually don't mind. I wish there was more action in it. I think what they did with Doom was awesome. I think they should have did more dark stuff with him. But that hallway scene was pretty cool. Um, but yeah, Ryan Coogler, who directed this, also wrote it. Probably produced it as well, I believe. Yeah, co-produced. It's on a $90 million budget, and so far it's killing at the box office, so a lot of people seem to really love the film. Where do I stand with this film? I thought it was alright. I don't think it's a masterpiece like a lot of people are saying, but, for what was, decent, uh, not only period piece, but also um, a decent action horror flick, I would say. I do wish, with the spoilers, but I do wish what they did with the vampires, I wish they added more to them. I mean, than what we got. Because, I mean, we don't know much about the head vampire guy, which I don't know his name. What's his name? Remick? Jack O'Connell. I wonder if is he the brother of Jack O'Connell? Charlie from Kangaroo Jack. You have Haley Seifeld, who plays, or Steinfeld, I believe that's how you say her last name. She played in the Bumblebee film, which I enjoyed that film. I also like the song that she did for that. She did a song for this movie as well called Dangerous. I thought it was fine. Um, she's an alright singer at best. Um, but, I mean, you have Miles Cotton, who plays Sammy, church boy as they call him, or preacher boy or whatever. Um, and his character was fine. I mean, he's basically he's the cousin of Michael B. Jordan's two characters, Stack and um, I forget the other brothers. They have weird names in this. Stack and then what? I don't want to say Slim because I think it's Shaq and Stack, maybe. I forget. But Michael B. Jordan plays two people in this. He plays two brothers, and pretty much um, trying to leave their troubled lives behind. Twin brothers return to their Mississippi hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. And I will say, it's shot well. It's edited really well. It's well acted from everyone. Haley Seifeld, with all of the promotion they did with her and Michael B. Jordan, she's not in this movie a whole lot. I mean, she's partially at the beginning at a train station. She pops up again when they open up because pretty much these two brothers, they come back from Chicago because they're trying to outrun, I guess, the mafia, and they're trying to change their lives in a way with trying to own their own speakeasy, juke box nightclub place, and you know, um, stuff happens. I mean, I don't want to say it was a boring film because it wasn't. I thought the whole first. This is a 2 hour movie, I believe. Yeah, 2 hours and 17 minutes. Uh, the first hour is of the two brothers, which I thought was interesting. It was a slow burn of them trying to get trying to get everything ready and situated with their club that they just purchased. They got to get, flyers, people to cook for them, security, whatever goes into, promoting your business. Um, but we do, like, you have three love interests in this. Um, you have, again, I wish, um, anyway, the two brothers have, one has Haley Steinfeld as Mary, as a love interest. Back in the day, her mom, I guess, looked out for them when they were kids, took them in, then they ran off or whatever. Pretty much her backstory is that she banged the one brother, he left her, and we find out why. Because pretty much back in those days, white, black, that's not liked, well received. So he explains the reason he did was he tried to protect her from, you know, uh, trouble with, you know, stuff that was going on back then. Um, I guess the two brothers were also in the military as well because they have dog tag. Well, one of them has dog tags. I can't tell you which one because, like, if you like, I can tell the two apart, but the names I forget which was who. Um, in terms of the names, but um, why am I blanking on this film? Um, I mean, okay, the movie it has vibes of Fright Night a little bit. It has um, especially from dusk till dawn. It does try to be sexy as well or sensual, which it's not to me anyway. Um, I mean, there's a scene where we were introduced to the love interest of the one brother, the more nonsense, more serious brother of of the twins. He visits, I guess, his. Oh no, it's we find out that him and his girlfriend, who I thought was his mother or his aunt, but mostly his mother, it's not as his girlfriend. But I mean, because the way the dialogue is said, they don't, you know, that scene to me, like, it had me confused the whole time because I'm like, is he? Because then they end up banging in that place. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way they're doing this in this movie. But no, it's the girlfriend of him, and you find out they lost a baby back in the day, and um, so you have stuff with problems with them with that, and also that she's sort of like a not a psychic, but I guess like some call her a witch doctor or voodoo or medicine doctor lady, um, which you do sort of care for at least her and maybe that brother because he seems to, in terms of in terms of who I liked in the film, I guess you can. I do like the Sammy character, but then there's a woman that he meets early on named Priscilla or Priscine, and she like pretty much says that she's married, and she ends up cheating with him, later on in the club, and I'm like, okay, so I don't really like her. She's willing to cheat on her husband for whatever. Um, I mean, there's a whole meaning of, you make your own path in life, and because pretty much the preacher, the Sammy character, who's the cousin of the twins, his father wants him to be part of the church, always follow the Bible book verses and all that. Give up music, even though they sing music in church. But I guess you can't play uh, certain music here, which, I mean, you know. So I sort of liked his character, and then even by the end, like in the epilogue, I liked him. Because this movie kind of, I don't want to say it's depressing, but in a way it kind of is. Because, like, well, I guess if you liked the Mary character, Haley's character, Mary, and the other brother, the one brother she's in a relationship with, I guess you could say they have a happy ending, sort of, but then not really because they're vampires by the end, and you know, but I don't know. Um, so yeah, this movie overall is getting all this praise, and for what what they do with the vampires, which I thought was gonna be, you know, um, not as ex, exciting, which it sort of is by the third act, but then I hated the one character. There's this Asian lady who, if she wouldn't have opened her mouth and invited them all in, then I guarantee everybody would have survived till morning. But nope, she's like, come on in, you bloodsuckers. So then they all rush in there by the third act, and pretty much everybody, most of their crew is dead, aside from the one brother. Well, technically, two of the brothers live. Well, no, I'm sorry. One of the human brother, because pretty much one of the twin brothers gets turned into a vampire by Haley Seinfeld's character, because she gets turned. They pull like a evil Ed from Fright Night with her, which vibes, at least from what I felt, what I saw. But yeah, she's not in it a whole lot. Like, she pops up at the third act of the film, sorta, and in the final, climax. But then she doesn't do anything. I don't even think she's part of the fight scene. If I remember correctly, she's kind of just in the background where everybody else is fighting, and she comes out of nowhere like crying because because Michael B. Jordan's his one brother kills his girlfriend because she doesn't want to be turned, so she cries out for her. Because pretty much these vampires, you sort of, I don't want to say side with them, but they have like a hive mind in a way, sort of, which I thought was interesting. They don't do anything with it in this movie, which I thought would have been cool if they did, but they don't. The practical effect of the main vampire guy, Remick, his look by the end, I thought was pretty cool. Granted, I saw this film, not in theater, I'll just say that. Jack Sparrow. But I do wish the quality version that I saw would have been a good quality. I just take the screen visuals for it. But he looked like very grotesque. I like the his face being all messed up. He has cool claws. Um, but yeah, like pretty much he dies, and then the sun rises, so then all the other vampires die, except for Haley Seinfeld's vampire and the one twin brother who she was banging or in a relationship with, and they run off pretty much off screen. Hence, because we're led to believe that the one brother kills the other brother, but nope. He actually, I did sort of like that twist in a way because how the epilogue goes, where he explains, "My brother promised me not to come after you if I left you alone, or if you, yeah, if whatever." So I did like that. Um, I like the epilogue where it's not going to be a downbeat ending in a way, because the Sammy character, he ages to till like he ends up being like a big deal in the '90s, and we see him. I guess he owns his own nightclub or bar, not speakeasy, but nightclub anyway. And we see Haley Seifeld and the one vampire brother, Michael B. Jordan, come in. They talk to him, explain to him what's going on and why they're there. Um, but yeah, I liked how they just leave him alone. They let him play another old school guitar back in the day, and then they leave him, let him be, and yeah. So I like that. I like the epilogue anyway. Um, Michael B. Jordan's character, the other brother, the human brother, pretty much he takes out clan members by at the end, which all right. So that was pretty cool. Though he dies, but then he's reunited with his girlfriend and their baby. So it's sort of bittersweet with that part, but I don't know. Overall, this movie it was all right. I can't say it's a huge favorite of mine because again, they don't really do a whole lot with the vampires in this. And anything interesting aside from the hive mind and the idea of I don't know going after clan members as a vampire. I think that'd be an interesting movie, you know. But how about that? But no, um, or that would have been interesting had they teamed up with the vampires to go after clan members. Why not that too? But I was also I'm kind of confused on the vampire rules and that. I mean, they have to be invited in to to whatever. But then like the guy Remick turns Haley Steinfeld's character Mary into a vampire. She gets in. She acts normal. She bites the one brother. He turns him. But I didn't understand the motivation of or the whole rules of okay, are we just bloodsuckers? Are we just blood-sucking monsters who need blood all the time, and we're just out to kill anybody that comes near that we come across? But then, I mean, they do explain like what they want to do or what they can do. They want to make a community of all people, and go after members of the. But the way they act in this, where everybody else is just because then they attack you know everybody in the barn or whatever, and I don't know the whole thing with these vampires. I didn't understand the whole free. Do you have free will to be a when you're a vampire, even though you're part of a hive mind? It seems again when the one vampire, Remick dies at the end, then they all start crying and as if they're in pain. But I mean, I guess that was maybe because the sun was coming up, but I don't know. But so the vampire aspect of this, I was a bit confused on. Um, but I don't want to see a sequel to this. I don't want a prequel. I think it should be just left alone. You made a decent movie. You don't need to, ruin it by having either a sequel that's going to be horrible or a prequel that's going to be horrible. Because a lot of people are saying, I want to see a prequel with the twins, or a TV show, or a sequel with somewhere else happen. This is happening with. I'm like, I'd rather not see that. I don't want that. I mean, I liked Haley Seinfeld, but she's not in a whole lot, and she doesn't really do a whole lot. She doesn't add much to the film in terms of her character. I love how in that interview she was like, her character, they give her character so much depth and confidence. She's had this new grown confidence. I'm like, no, she hasn't. She's just become a vampire, and she seemed more take charge at the beginning anyway, before she became a vampire. So what are you talking about? Now she took charge when she was before she was a vampire. So I didn't understand her whole character explanation in interviews for this movie. Um, but yeah, this went on for a long time, I guess. So, but yeah, again, I would say I do recommend it because if you are a fan of Michael B. Jordan or you like vampire films or period pieces, go for it. But I mean, there is some bloodshed. There is bloodshed toward the end, like the third in the climax and all, but it's not anything to run home about. It's not really that gory to begin with. Um, but yeah. Also, down below, PayPal, if anybody's interested in requesting movie reviews, music reactions, rankings of any sorts, commentaries on whatever. Link down below to my PayPal or Patreon. Thanks for watching. Take care.